What is up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back to another episode of TV Talk. We're here this week talking about WandaVision episode 6. Spoilers ahead. You've been warned. Let's hop into this Halloween episode.
Halloween.
Tyler,
Yeah.
Luke, initial impressions. I'm curious. Go.
Once again, really liked it. This is the episode I feel like people have kind of been waiting for, mainly because of the costumes.
Mm-hmm.
I am just loving it so far. It's anchored by some just really great performances all around, and still no answers really for what's going on. That might start driving me a little crazy, but still love it.
Yeah, I would echo that. I'm loving it. I thought it was a great episode. I really like Evan Peters.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
getting him kind of interacting with everybody was a lot of fun. The kids are starting to become characters, which is awesome. And really, it made me want to watch some Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
Which was really cool. But yeah, like Luke said, no answers still, really. I can't wait to see where this thing goes, but it's got to wrap up really quick, I feel like.
Yeah, we've got 3 episodes left. But before we talk about future episodes, I would just want to echo, like, really great performances. I was super pleased with Evan Peters and his performance as Quicksilver, Pietro. The meta jokes are great as usual.
Loved the kick-ass reference.
Kick-ass reference. Even the accent. What happened to your accent? What happened to yours?
Yep. That made me very happy.
Yeah.
I knew when that scene happened, I knew Luke was like, yes.
This is like, Marvel certainly knows how to do meta with Deadpool. They've proven, at least a certain segment of Marvel has proven that can work. And while this isn't as on the nose as Deadpool, I appreciate that, we're getting some winks and nods in there in these episodes.
Yeah.
What'd you all think about the boys, the twins?
Man, I really enjoyed them. But I look at them and I just think they're so sus because I don't know if they're real.
That's my problem. Is like, I don't like spending a ton of time with them because I don't know that they're real characters.
Because we dealt with Norm last week, and then this week Vision with Agnes. Like they're actual people there that are being like brainwashed into living this life. But the kids appeared out of nowhere. Like, obviously, there doesn't seem to be rules in a mind-bendy, timey-wimey kind of place like this. So we don't really know what could possibly happen. But man, they're so sus. They're so sus.
What I love about not having any answers yet, having any real answers yet, is that everyone is still a little sus for me. Like even Agnes this week, I was like,
yeah,
still sus, girl.
Yeah, because last week she didn't know, she knew too much, and this week she's like, I don't know anything.
Yeah,
I don't believe that.
No.
Well, I mean, this week it was who was it? Herb.
Herb.
Oh, yeah, Herb.
No, he's like,
Herb was like, do you want me to redo that? And plus, I mean, Pietro was all over it. Every single time he's like, oh, well, you did this, you changed that, I'm dead, Vision's dead, you can't kill him twice. Like, it seems to, like, I feel like it depends on where Wanda's been, where's Wanda's
psyche's at.
The people on the edge of the town weren't moving. Like, only the people around her move because she's kind of controlling them? Like, so I didn't know if maybe Agnes had kind of broken away, so she's like subconsciously trying to leave, but she's still being held on to, and so she's just kind of sitting there. But like, since Herb is right next to him, maybe he's like, oh, I got to get my role right.
Yeah. Yeah, there's an episode of Rick and Morty that has something to do with it. Not it has a similar plot where Rick and Morty are essentially in a giant holographic room, and kind of everything's being created, and then Jerry is there accidentally, and the aliens are just like, oh, put his simulation on 1%, and so like the radio is just like talking like this is human music, and Jerry, being the idiot he is, doesn't notice anything, and the characters are just kind of all doing the same stuff, and it reminds me of this, where it's like the further away we get from Wanda, the less control she has, and so she just kind of shuts them down. It's like it's too it takes too much energy to control all these people, so I'm gonna focus on where I am and where I think Vision is.
Plus, like, also this week we had kids everywhere.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
After the comment last week about where are all the kids,
but who are the people that are all frozen? They're all the adults.
Yeah.
So maybe she was just controlling all the new kids she had to create. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of her creating going on now.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It's so weird because Luke, you kind of mentioned it. I don't know what's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that's what makes the mystery so intriguing, is because at the end of this we're gonna know, or hopefully we know, who's real and who's not, who will be around moving forward and who won't. And I think we kind of get a little bit of that idea with Vision, making it to past Ellis Street, I'll say, and making it outside of the barrier for a short time. Clearly, he is dead.
Yeah.
outside of that barrier,
Yep.
he's dead. Which we kind of, I think we speculated that a couple weeks ago. But Wanda can just expand the barrier at any point.
Oh my
apparently.
goodness! Yeah, that was pretty awesome when she, she kind of turns on Pietro there for a moment, and then freezes everyone in town, and then just does her turns all the sword people into a circus.
Yeah,
which will be next week, I guess.
That was fun.
That'll be fun.
But yeah, and then speaking of sword and kind of the stuff happening outside the city, we have Darcy and
Jimmy
Woo and
Monica
Monica.
Rambeau.
Yeah. Went brain dead there for a second. I became Vision for a second. Yeah, so they're kind of kicked out. We get the badification of Hayward some more. I'm still kind of on the hype train, or on the thought train that that's maybe a red herring.
Oh, absolutely. He's way too bad to be the bad guy.
I think there's maybe some legitimate want with him. He wants Vision back for whatever reason, weapons research or whatever. But yeah, he's not.
Has to be weapons.
He's not the real villain here. He's just a minor inconvenience for those human characters. One of which is trapped in the hex at the end of the show. It'll be really interesting to see what they do with Darcy next episode.
Yeah, I thought when I saw that, I was like, man, if they could trap one character, she would have been my choice. Just because her character will be a lot of fun within the hex.
Yeah, I think they'll let her ham it up for whatever is next.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have the other two, Wu and Monica, who are meeting a friend. Is this our next big cameo?
It's gotta.
Is it a
it's gotta
pre-existing character, or is it someone who they're bringing in future MCU?
It's somebody who Monica knows, right?
And aerospace engineer or something is kind of what was said, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like one of the obvious choices, I don't think it is, but would be Captain Marvel. But I don't think it's that. But I mean, she's been gone for 5 years. Who does she know?
Right. Yeah, because she was a kid.
Yeah. And I mean, the world has been going on for 5 years after she got blipped.
Yeah.
like it, and it's been like, I don't know, a week or
Is there
two. Like, has she made contact back with this
is
person?
there
I'm just really curious who it could
any
be.
chance we get like the introduction of like a Reed Richards already?
That would be insane.
Listen, I'll take Reed Richards in anything. Let's set up the Fantastic Four as soon as possible and give me that movie immediately.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
That would be nuts.
Yeah. Other, kind of predictions you guys have for the last couple episodes?
We got to figure out the thing I'm most curious about is figuring out how Peter, this version of Quicksilver, fits. Yeah. Because at first I thought maybe he accidentally ended up there from, the X-Men universe, I'll call it, the Fox universe. But then it showed him like it showed Vision earlier as dead.
Yeah. We have that little flash of...
And so it makes me like think maybe I'm wrong. But because it wasn't Aaron Taylor Johnson's version of Quicksilver, it wasn't Pietro, it makes me think maybe he is alive and she's just projecting him onto her, or him onto him. But
it's somebody playing the role of Pietro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think, Peter, the X-Men Quicksilver, I'm starting to think that's actually just him. He's just there, and it won't be explained until Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
We just have to live with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's just super interesting that I didn't think that this was where that would start. And so I'm really curious as we move forward to find out how it all works out.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like all of my predictions are just kind of like I had the Ultron one last week mainly because it was a lot of fun.
Hey, I'm here for fun, off the wall predictions. Fine by me.
But I mean, could it? I might be at the point now that maybe Marvel might actually just make Scarlet Witch the bad guy. Everybody is expecting. All the nerds are expecting for Mephisto to show up.
Yeah.
What if Wanda just kind of lost it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's been through a lot.
I like that idea.
Last episode, Vision stops her inside the mind, then he ends up he dies, or somebody stops her, I guess. Monica Rambeau and Sword, and she gets thrown into the raft. And then later Doctor Strange is like, actually, I need your help. You're really powerful.
Yeah.
I know you're actually a good person.
Yeah, she just needs that time to grieve.
Because, man, just all this stuff, I just feel like Wanda is too aware at this point. She knows too much about what she's doing.
Yeah, she's definitely more in control unless she's being manipulated in some way that she doesn't even understand. So
yeah,
but I think we kind of get that alluded to, right? Like when she's talking to Peter and she's telling him, the next thing I know, I didn't remember anything. I just felt alone.
Yeah.
And now she's here. So I think, Luke, you might be right in saying that this is just her grief and this is what it looks like. And there is no villain. It's just how her body and her powers, I guess, handled it.
Yeah. The other thing that I wasn't sure if they're alluding to, and I probably should have rewound it, because I feel like I kind of spaced off for a second, but when Darcy is talking to Monica and she's like, Haywood, mean sword man, has your blood work.
Oh.
And it's rewriting
your DNA.
The hex is rewriting your DNA. Is she creating mutants in there?
Yeah, I'm,
inverse House of M.
Or I wasn't sure if Monica was sick, or if she had cancer or something, and I'm aware of something, or I missed something.
She did talk about cells metastasizing. I can't say that word.
Or is that
I think she's still in being rebuilt to her mother. I think it's that idea of she's seen
Whatever her
cells
mom
get
had, she
bad,
has.
and she's seen them get worse, because the whole thing with her mom was that her mom was in remission before she got
Oh,
blipped, and
okay.
then she ended up dying while she was gone. So she's like, she doesn't. I think what she's just saying, she doesn't really care about herself. It's that selfless thing. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to figure this out.
Okay.
That's how I interpreted
I wasn't
it.
sure if it was. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was that or if they were referencing like this is the introduction of the mutant gene in the Marvel.
Sure could do that. They sure could.
I definitely just thought it was a way to give Monica powers. Because isn't she a character in the comic books? Isn't she like Photon or something?
Yeah, she does get powers in the comics in some way. So that would make sense. That tracks as a way of just giving them to her. I also wonder, it's interesting because we're not really sure on the
Captain Marvel, Photon, Pulsar, Daystar,
Go.
Spectre, Lady. Thank you. It's just Google listing a bunch of things, but
well, we're not real sure on the origin of the children. That could go along with the if they came from somewhere else. And then again, we don't know how her powers work well enough to really make that argument. But if they essentially save the children at the end and they all go back around the world to different places where they may have come from, that may introduce the mutant gene all around the globe in a certain way.
Or maybe she's going to extend her hex all the way around the globe.
I definitely think it's going to cover the U.S., man.
Definitely. My last prediction here is that I'm now. My thought is that I think that Peter was sent by Strange to infiltrate outside of Sword's knowledge. So
to try to help.
And help. Yeah.
Okay.
As one of those things where it's like, I don't think the Sorcerer Supreme really is like on the level of helping the sword guys who are selfishly trying to build weapons, but he is interested in helping his friend, and if he has the powers to find a alternate reality, Pietro.
Yeah.
If anyone does, he does, right? So
yeah.
There's my blind shot of the week. But
that would be sick.
But yeah. Final thoughts? Anyone?
My last thought would be I love how they've turned Vision from in the first two episodes to being the funny comic relief guy to very, very, very serious. What is going on? I need to solve this guy.
It's gone. Yeah.
They've totally flipped what he's doing, and man, Bettany is so freaking good.
He's got
he's
great
so good.
range, and it was clever. I think part of why that works is because they brought in Pietro, Peter, to kind of replace him as that funny man. The comedy is definitely still here in the show, which was something I wasn't expecting this week. I was expecting the Halloween episode to be much darker, but I don't think, now that we've seen it, and it's not really dark in any meaningful way.
They had another jump scare.
Yeah, but
with the dead Pietro.
But I mean, I thought I was, in my mind, I thought this was the episode where they could lean into what maybe they would be hinting at in Multiverse of Madness with some of the, like, not horror. This is obviously not a TV mature audience thing, but just a little more intensity. And I think because they did that, this is the level that we're on for the rest. I'm not expecting it to get. I'm certainly more serious, yes, but not more scary in any way.
Yeah. I just look forward to seeing what our next. We have 3 episodes left. The next 3 sitcoms are, right. Like, I know Modern Family is probably going to be one, or The Office style. It's really fun every week, like seeing the different intro, seeing the way the episodes are structured. Like this week was 90s, Malcolm in the Middle style. Like the kids were the point of view. Like I thought that was really cool. So I look forward to seeing how they do that with the last 3 episodes, as well as just continuing to watch Elizabeth Olsen crush it.
Yeah,
because she's
doing great.
incredible. She's grown on me a lot as an actress, as a character in the MCU. I think this has been really good to kind of get her fleshed out a little bit more.
Agreed.
I agree.
Agreed. Well, I think that's the end of our thoughts. Thank you for watching over here on YouTube. You can check out our live recording of our episodes, our actual podcast over on Twitch on Monday nights. If you have a theory about WandaVision going forward, episode 7, 8, 9, let us know in the comment section below. And until next week, we'll see you guys.
See you, everybody.